Um, Welcome to Wessex Nissan and the pre-launch of the all-new Leaf. We're meant to pull the curtain back and you're meant to go wow, but you've seen it. So you can go wow if you want. What do you think, first and foremost, what are your styling points? Do you think better? Shout at me.
Yeah, it's improved.
Improved? In the pictures, absolutely. It's got a more dynamic approach to this vehicle, a whole new car. We're the only manufacturer to launch a second generation EV. Obviously we at Nissan launched Nissan Leaf 7 years ago, over 1 billion miles completed in Nissan Leafs. We own 51% of the market share, or over 50% of the market share for electric vehicles. So we know what we talk about when we talk about electric vehicles. Styling wise, great functional family vehicle. Not a quirky looking car now, it absolutely suits the market it sits in. It's 5 centimetres longer, 2 centimetres wider than the current 30 kilowatt hour Leaf. From the styling points, you see the headlights have changed from the first and foremost. Did everyone enjoy the headlights in the old one? Did anyone here drive Leaf at the moment? Yeah? So the headlights on the previous Leaf had a purpose. They weren't just there to be quirky and stand out. They push the airflow around the wing mirror to reduce the drag coefficient. So there is a purpose to that style. From the front, it's got a bold dynamic approach with your V-Motion grille stand out at the centre of the car, and that's going across the whole Nissan range. You'll start to see that was your signature of identity that we're creating. The V-Motion grille continues up into the bodywork. You can see the bold lines going around the wing mirror now, so it's creating a shoulder and belt line. As it comes around, it continues around the wing mirror. What that's doing is creating the same flow as what the headlights did on the previous one. So it's pushing the air around the wing mirror. So how the air flows across the vehicle, it's nice and good for around the top, around the sides. Underneath it's flatter and smoother. So that drag coefficient is being improved all the way across the vehicle through to the back. Once you get to the back, you've got the new rear spoiler, which I'll point out when we go around the back. It's got a rear diffuser, so the airflow continues all the way around and it meets at the back and it pushes out. So the actual drag coefficient of this car is 0.28, which is a marvellous achievement for an electric vehicle. And to say it looks and styled great, it just adds to what we've done and where we've changed the designs. You've got the multi-dimensional translucent grille. Rolls off the tongue, as you can see, to make it easy for me. Into there it's got its radar systems. The radars and the cameras at the top, they work together to create ProPILOT. So I don't know if you've read up on this car previously. ProPILOT is going to be coming standard on the launch event. It's basically intelligent emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning with lane keep assist, and traffic jam pilot. 3 technologies coming together to create ProPILOT. What that's doing is creating an advanced driving assistance. So you imagine adaptive cruise control. This has gone one step further. Not only can you set the distance between you and the car in front via a time at 3 seconds, 2 seconds, or 1.5, you set the speed, and then the car will start to steer. So it's designed for single lane highways, so single lane traffic, it will steer and monitor the cars how it's driving. So you just rest your hands on the steering wheel as opposed to grip it. You just rest them on there and you'll feel the steering wheel start to manoeuvre within your hands. The parameters to that system working, below 37 miles an hour, the car will lock onto the car in front and follow that. Above 37 miles per hour, it will look at the road markings and it starts to use a road marking, so it doesn't need the car in front. If a car cuts in front of you, the car will just ease off the brakes because you've set the distance you want to maintain between you and the car in front. So the car is very intuitive, very clever. As it slows down in traffic, it will slow down and try to queue up in traffic with you. There are other parameters to it not working. As good as the system is, there are issues where times where it won't work, so we can't say it will always work. If the road markings are not clearly visible, if it's narrow lanes, if there's low-lying sunlight or treacherous weather conditions, these are all factors that won't let the system work. But if you try to engage ProPILOT, it will tell you ProPILOT not available this time. It's only as clever as we are, so we can only see as far as we can. So it's very intuitive. The car itself, new Leaf, 40 kilowatt hour battery. That's 10 kilowatts more than current 30 kilowatt hour Leaf. 110 kilowatt hour motor, so that's an increase of 30 kilowatt in power. So what that means is 147 brake horsepower or equivalent to 320 newton meters torque. So your 0 to 62, 8.6 seconds. It's a remarkable feat for an electric vehicle. As you know, with electric energy, you put your foot down, the car moves, it shifts. Electric energy is at its quickest. It's much quicker than a combustion engine. So which generates more torque, more power from a bigger battery. Your range, 235 miles, quoted as NEDC miles. The real world, we'll be honest and transparent and say you'll probably get about 180 to 200 miles. Where it says 235 in the brochure, 235 miles, NEDC, that's changing. We need to start looking at WLTP now, which is Worldwide Harmonising Light Vehicle Test Procedure. Again, another thing they like to make it roll off the tongue. It's basically the test is done on a rolling road in laboratory conditions. That's why that differentiates between what you're getting and what the book says is so big. How often do we get perfect conditions in the UK? So there's that at the moment, but WLTP is going to emulate real world driving. NEDC is going to have 10 minutes at one speed, the test is. WLTP is going to have 30 minutes at multiple speeds with multiple gear changes to give you a more realistic figure. So as you see a brochure, when it says WLTP, it's going to be more achievable, the figure that you can manage on there. Charging for the vehicle. The car's built on customer feedback. Witness and really appreciate all feedback that comes through, and we will try and incorporate it where we can. One of the feedback we received was the charging port being low down. People struggling to see it at night time and things like that. So what we've done is lifted the charge port up onto the top of the car here, and as you open up you can see straight in. So there's actually a light on it that's been turned off for a while, so it won't come on just now. Inside here, with the biggest change, we've moved from Type 1 charging to Type 2. So any current Leaf owners, did you say how many to Type 1 chargers at home, PodPoint or ChargeMaster? Electric Nation. So basically we'll upgrade your charge point at home to a Type 2 7 kilowatt hour charger. That'll be free on the launch edition. So 1,000 vehicles we've got for launch edition, we'll upgrade you for free. For the rest of the spec, and as the spec's launched, it's to be confirmed as to whether we'll continue that upgrade, free upgrade. But in essence, what that means is you've got a 6.6 kilowatt onboard charger. Then we'll upgrade you to a 7 kilowatt hour box wall charger. Then you will get a charge time between 5.5 to 8 hours, depending on the battery status when you plug in. Your CHAdeMO is still 50 kilowatt hours, so you're 0 to 80% in 40 minutes. So that range anxiety people have got is now going away, getting pushed back towards people's negativity towards electric energy. First people would say, oh, can it get me here, can it get me there? We've got 100% coverage on the motorway service stations for electric charge points. So where's the range? We've got a car now that can do realistic range of 180 to 200 miles. If you were looking to do 180 to 200 miles, we would suggest taking a break for your safety. Stop off, have a coffee, and just stretch your legs. So pull up at a service station, boost your battery back up to 80%, and away you go. So that's the front. If you'd like to come round, I might say this is a pre-production Techna specification. The launch edition, I'll go through the features that will come in as standard on the launch edition. You've got your LED daytime running lights. This particular one has got a LED lights as well. It's pre-production. The launch edition will come with halogen bulbs as opposed to LED. So you'll have LED daytime running lights with halogen bulbs. Styling from the side. The car's 5 centimetres longer, 2 centimetres wider. You've got 17-inch alloys, and you've got your nice glossy B and C pillars. They're giving the car a stylish look, creating a floating roof impression. The wheels also help with the drag coefficient because they're EV-friendly wheels. They're designed to create almost like an air cushion as the wheels turn to stop the drag coming in, being pulled in. Inside the cockpit, as you come round, continue to come guys, just follow me around. You'll notice you've got the telematic system in the middle there. This looks like it's designed to make it look like it's floating, to keep that similar style on the outside going inside the vehicle. It'll be made with premium materials. The launch edition will come with recycled woven fabric seats, which is currently on the currently. I mean, a lot of people call it sweet seats. It's made out of sugar cane or thereabouts. But yeah, the launch edition will come with the fabric seats as opposed to this one's got leather in it. The telematic system itself has been upgraded, it's been improved. It's more user and consumer friendly because you can have an upgraded mobile phone application, Nissan Connect EV, which is going to be a lot easier to navigate, and the refresh and loading times on that have been looked at and made a lot simpler. So your charge network will update on your phone and stuff a lot easier, so you get to find your charge points and stuff. So through the application you can precondition your car, you can locate your car, you can look at your battery's current charge state. There's various aspects to the app that you can do with it. Inside the actual screen then, you've got Apple CarPlay and Android Autoplay. So that 97% of people carry their phones with them everywhere they go. So now what we're doing is incorporating it into your car. So now your phone screen will be displayed up on the telematics there. So you can use Siri, you can talk to Siri as you could with your phone, you can talk to Google, or however it is from Android, I can't remember the...
Bixby.
Who's it?
Bixby, I think.
Yeah, that one. So you can use that as well. So it's all about making the car and connecting within the car. As you continue around, I said about the dimension of the car changing 5 centimetres longer, 2 centimetres wider. The biggest difference is in the boot. So you come around here, you've got 435 litres of storage within the boot. To put that into perspective, that is 5 litres more than a cash car in an SUV. Your biggest selling SUV on the market. That's a bold statement, that's great. And yeah, it does fit your golf clubs in if you are a golfer. We had a gentleman come down to St Albans the other day with his clubs to try it and test it. And he done me a favour because he'd done it and everyone stopped the question, does it though, does it really? And he went, yeah, look, put them in, and the trolley, I might add.
What about road?
Now you should we try it? No. Yeah, so 445 litres of boot space, so it's massive space in there. It's more functional vehicle now, so it looks just like a C6 vehicle, so it looks fantastic. It's more functional, you've got more range, you've got more space. I mentioned the aerodynamics, the new rear spoiler with the side arms there, so it's designed to push the air around the vehicle. As it comes around, you've got your rear diffuser down here. The air will come up from underneath the vehicle over me and they'll push away. So it's keeping that energy moving away from the vehicle to maximise your range and optimise your driving conditions. You notice your parking sensors. Your new system is going to have AVM, the rear view monitor, in their launch edition, which will have parking sensors as well. Current Tecna 30 kWh, got AVM, rear view monitor, no sensors. Customer feedback was if it's bad conditions outside, you know, you see always misty or whatever, you can't see your camera, people are having a little bump, so they've asked for sensors. We've incorporated sensors, so we're taking that customer feedback. You've got your boomerang lights at the back to continue with our approach as so to know our signature, so to speak, on the road. So if you're coming up behind us, you'll be able to identify us by the boomerang lights. And then coming around, the most important seat in the car, where you spend most of your time is the driver's seat. What you'll notice, we've gone back to an electronic park brake. So the foot brake is now gone. You've still got a normal foot brake, but the actual foot park brake is gone. We've got electric park brake. You've got the button just here with e-pedal, which e-pedal, we've got the simulator just there. Basically what that is, 90% of electric vehicles can be done with just one pedal. You should always have 2 pedals, because 10% of the time you'll need a brake. If you use B mode at the moment, I don't use B mode. Do you use your brakes much when you've got B mode engaged? No, you use maximum regeneration. So basically E-pedal is B mode just evolving. So you're getting optimising the amount of regen you can get. So as you put your foot on the accelerator, the car will move, not take off. So take off when someone's like, follow. No, it will move off. As you lift your foot off the accelerator, you start to feel the car to slow down. You start to it's using the kinetic energy to generate friction, which ultimately starts regen. So the harsher you lift off the accelerator, the harsher that regen will be. And it's measured at a magnitude of 0.7 G. So if you lift off fully, it is quite sharp. It is quite strong regen. But the purpose of it, the main purpose, is to manage the amount of regen you're getting. So as your driving condition changes, you're maximising regen. You don't have to be in B mode. So you can, if you that 10% of time you need your brake, if you have to pull off the accelerator quite harshly and put your foot on the brake, the rear lights will flash. It's a warning. Every time you lift off the accelerator, the brakes will come on. They will be engaged. There's no people you are slowing down. But it's there as a safety precaution, so to speak. ProPILOT, the button just here on the right hand side of your steering wheel, that's how you engage your ProPILOT, and then the controls are just there next to it to set the distance between you and the car in front and set your speed and so on. You'll notice when you get in, I've not got the key to turn it on, but you've got two dials in there. You've got analog and digital display. So it's got intelligent around view, intelligent driver alertness. So as your driver becomes a bit lax, should we say, as you start to get tired, start to manoeuvre about, crossing lanes without indicating, that sort of thing, the car monitors what you're doing constantly, and it will display a coffee cup saying, take a break. Driver becomes a little bit erratic, so to speak. It's there just to help it, just give you a little indicator of how technique to drive, so to speak. You also have your speed sign recognition. So as you drive past the speed sign, it would display on there as to what the current speed sign is for the road, so you'll always know what road or speed you should be at. And then obviously it will have your digital display to display your mileage or your speed, miles per hour. So again, it's more intuitive thinking with the vehicle, and we're moving forward that way. Next question you're probably going to ask is price. It's the most important question. Found out the range, found out what it does. If you price up the launch edition car against the current 30 kWh Techno, it's going to be £31,000 for the current 30 kWh Techno before the government incentive. The launch edition will be £30,000 before the incentive. So it's cheaper. But what are you getting for your money? It's a cheaper car. Techno's got leather. Launch, from here, as you see this car here, what you're going to lose or what you're going to gain. You're going to lose leather. You're going to lose bows. You lose the full LED headlights, and then the paintwork, the two tones, so that's black and white. That's what you're going to lose realistically off this car as opposed to the launch edition. So the launch edition, you're going to get fabric seats. You're still going to get telematic system. You're going to get a premium sound system. It's just not bows. You get halogen bulbs. But the most important thing is you also get the paintwork will be black or spring cloud, it's called. So forget about what you're losing, think about what you're gaining. You're getting an e-pedal, ProPILOT, a round view monitor with ultrasound sensors. You get an analog and digital display. You get an auto dimming rear view mirror. All these features are standard on a 40 kilowatt hour Nissan Leaf with a longer range, bigger battery, longer range, more powerful vehicle. So price for price, spec for spec, you're gaining a great car, an awful lot of spec, an awful lot of kit for value for money, if you ask myself. If you were to order the launch edition today, you would receive it end of January, beginning of February. The rest of the spec walk is in, we're launching a Visia, a Centre and connector and a Techna alongside the launch edition won't be available to look at a brochure until December. And then you can start to order and you won't receive the actual physical car until at least April. So there's that time differential. If you were to leave a deposit here with the guys today, then and the brochure comes out in December and you say, actually I want to go up to a Techna spec, they would honour that and swap you into a Techna. Okay, you would have to wait till April for your car. But think about on the flip side, if you wait till December for the brochures to come out and go, actually the launch edition was more than enough tech and kit that I need, it's more suitable to me. If you ordered it today, you're guaranteed one of the 1,000 units for January delivery, as opposed to pushing your order times back. So it's a flexible deposit. It's quite flexible in the sense that we don't know the prices to put a deal on the table regarding finances. We don't know finances just yet. So when the finances call through in the next week or so, and you get a call, so right, finances are here, they put a deal on the table. If it doesn't suit you, take your deposit, you walk away. But that's where we're at the moment, and this is the all-new Leaf. So, any questions?
Is this all round?
Sorry?
This